I want to get to this next story. This story came out about a week or so ago, and I remember when we first heard it, and I think most people reacted the same way. So an organization which oversees the education network here, but deals with basically insurance. It's kind of complicated. The union is called, in English, the Quebec Reciprocal School Insurance Union. Just rolls off the tongue, or URASC, as it's called. Issued guidelines regarding everything that has to do with playing in snow for kids. Now, when I first heard this, I thought this is insane because in Quebec, we've been doing this forever, right? Kids go out, it snows, you play in the snow. This one had specifically to do with snow mounds, or, when the snow piles up and kids will go down and slide down. Again, we've been doing this forever. But for some reason, this particular union that's dealing with insurance is recommending to schools that, we need to do more to ensure safe play. Which I thought by definition is not necessarily inherently safe to begin with. It's play. You're outside. I mean, anything could happen, but typically, you know what? There are adults around. They ensure that everything's under control, but apparently that wasn't good enough. And when the story, as I said, broke, I think most people reacted the same way, saying, really? This is now what we're going to do? We're going to bubble wrap our kids even more. And so when they have to go play on a snow mound, there have to be rules in place, including the height of the mound. It can't be any more than 25% slope, a designated waiting area, daily inspections. Okay. I think you understand how I feel about this. André Bernier is president of the Association québécoise it's, again, a long one. He's on the line. So, André, can you explain in English? Because in French, québécois, the personnel de la direction des écoles. You're representing who in this?
I'm representing school principals throughout the province of Quebec.
So I will ask, when this directive, if you will, first came out, what was your reaction?
You said insane. The word is perfect. That's insane. There's no way we can do that. First, because we don't have the staff to do it. We're still looking for staff. We still have cuts, and that makes bubble wrapping impossible because we don't have enough money to buy it. But it's just too complicated. The list of verification each day, who will do that? Who will take in charge of measuring? Is it 25 degrees, 20 degrees? As you said, it's totally insane.
I'm trying to understand where this all of a sudden came from. Do you know why this is now suddenly being, told to schools that they should be doing this? Is this a directive from a government? From where?
It doesn't seem to be coming from the government, since Mr. Legault and Minister Lebel came out and said that we have to use judgment. So I wouldn't say that it comes from the government. But where? I really don't know. I was as surprised as you were when it came out last week, and I communicated with the principals I represent, and no one had heard about it. So the article in the journal was the first time we were hearing about it, and that's what's it's going to be hard. Some school boards or service centers will apply these recommendations, and the school won't have any choice but to say, okay, I'm applying it because the school board is telling me to. So, and other places won't apply them because I've seen letters from a general manager saying, okay, guys, keep doing what you were doing, still use your judgment, and have the kids play.
But here's what I don't understand now that you said that. If this is not a directive from the government, you have a private insurance board saying this is what you need to do. Why would some schools say, yes, we will, and others say, no, we won't, instead of just saying, look, the government says we don't have to do this, so we're not going to go ahead and comply?
I believe that some will do it because they don't want any problems if kids fall and parents come after the school board. So they will tell, okay, we applied the 25 degrees, this. So there won't be any complaint that will be possible against them. That's what I think.
I don't understand it. It would seem to me, if you describe it that way, were parents asking for this? Did you heard anything about that?
Nope, neither. It's really came out of a hat, and it was a surprise for everyone. But it makes no sense at all.
So, it'll be up to you and others like you, like-minded people or like-minded school principals to say, no, we're not going to do it. And some will say, yes, we're going to do it. What does that end up achieving?
what we will be doing mostly is talking to some general managers of the school boards that we represent and trying to work with them to make something that is workable and not going by the rule that were and apply all of the recommendations that were given by the insurance, because what will happen is that the snow mounds will be closed in many schools if we have to do this all over.
I know I keep saying I don't understand this. I don't know where it comes from. Look, I know insurance companies are always looking to cover their backsides in this in case. Had there been a rash of kids getting injured or parents filing suit that you're aware of?
Not that I've heard of. And even Mrs. Vermette from the insurance group was saying that she didn't have an increase over the complaints about that. So why is it coming out now? I really don't know. And it makes no sense, as you said, because we've been doing that in schoolyards and at home without anybody measuring, and no one got hurt that much. We didn't hear about it, and I was doing it when I was a kid.
Sure.
I assume you were doing it,
yeah.
And I'm still alive and working.
Well, that's a miracle then, is what you're describing, right? You're
Maybe
still alive after having gone a
snowman.
Wow, yeah. I love your line, by the way. Maybe we should let the insurance companies or the school or the Minister of Education know we just don't have the money to buy enough bubble wrap to wrap every single kid to make sure they don't get hurt. Maybe they'd understand that.
Maybe they would. And one thing they should do when they go like that is consult the school principals and the school boards to see if it's something that is feasible in schools. If it's not, well, just work another way around to make it. You want it to be fine for kids? Okay, no problem with that. We want kids to have fun and enjoy winter, but not like that.
By the way, even now, before these rules go into effect or for whoever puts them in effect, there are teachers around who are supervising, are there not?
Always. It's a rule. We always have teachers
right.
or people from the daycare that are outside watching the kids to make sure that everything is going fine. And the rules from one yard to another yard is different, so it depends on the size of the yard. So we adjust ourselves depending on the type of schoolyard we have.
So it's not as if there's no supervision. It's as if, the supervision, apparently, according to the insurance board now here, is simply not good enough. They don't trust you to be able to handle that situation, you being the person who is looking over after those kids.
Mm-hmm. Seems like that, because putting at 25 degrees of slope and everything like that is, I don't know. How are we going to measure that?
Yeah.
Who is going to be in charge? Even that is not working. And when we ask the persons from the company who comes to push the snow, will they want to do it? Will they charge us more?
There you go.
There's a lot of things we have to think, and that weren't taught when they told us.
Yeah, all you'll have to do, Andre, is get yourself a math professor who can measure 25 degrees. I think that will end the problem, right?
I will make a huge compact to do it.
There you go. Listen, I wish you the best, and I hope parents, and I'm sure parents are the ones who also are looking at this thinking this is ridiculous, and I hope they speak up enough that, of course, whoever came up with this idea will simply say, you know what, maybe our minds were, our hearts were in the right place, but clearly our heads were not, and get rid of this, because it does seem kind of ridiculous. So we shall see. Andre, I thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
Take good care. André Bernier from the President of School Principals here in Quebec on this measuring the snow mounds and making sure kids are not going to ever get hurt, because kids never get hurt. Great line, though, isn't it? I wish we had more money so we could afford to buy bubble wrap for all the students, but the government doesn't give us enough money to afford that.
Unmistakably Canadian.
It's the music that raised you.
The artists raising the bar.
Hi, this is Brian Adams.
Hey, my name's Brett Emmons. I'm from the Glorious Sons.
Hi, I'm Nelly Furtado.
Made in Canada. The station that champions Canadian music.
Loud, proud, and all yours.
No passports required. Just press play.
Tap into Made in Canada now on iHeartRadio.ca
or the free iHeartRadio app.